Okay, I've restarted the stream. No, I don't know what that is. That's really weird. How about the stream? Ah, no, I don't know what that is. Is that better? Really weird. How about stream? Is that better? Is that working or not? What about if I stick this on? Does that make it worse or better? That's the next question. Worse or better? I'm trying to look at what it could potentially be. No, I'm not on Windows. I'd be like, if I was on Windows, that would be fine. Should be okay. Okay, so Discord is okay. Ah, okay, so that's better. Oh, thank God for that. I have no idea what that was. That was really weird. I had to restart OBS, so no clue what that was. That was just bizarre with a capital, like, bizarre. But yeah, it's not the microphone. It's OBS. OBS is weird. So anyway, as I was saying, let's go through the store. There's containers. You can get stuff. Yeah, we can, Odilef. Of course we can. So there's containers. You can collect stuff in those containers. I mean, you can get a lot of these if you're lucky. Chances are you won't, but you can get some of those. It comes twice, 15 for 7,000 gold, or you can get 9 for 4,250 gold, and you can win a premium tank if you're lucky. Yeah. Then you've got the Fearless M4 FL10. Oh my God. It's basically a Sherman with an AMX turret. Now, I'm not a big fan of this tank. I don't think it's that great. It was the first auto loader that they brought into the game, to be perfectly honest with you, in real terms. Auto reloader. And I don't think it's that great. It's okay though. I mean, it's going for 3,500. It sits in tier 7. It's a bit outgunned when you go into tier 8, but you know, 3,500 gold. It's not that bad. Yeah, it does have a torn front fender also. It's not the best. Then you got the Alpha Predator containers, which is basically like these containers, but it's basically tier 10 tanks. VK90, Super Conk 121B, the AMX30, the Badger, the Chieftain, the M60 TTNT, or T95, or even the WZ, if you're lucky enough to get a 4% drop chance. And then you got containers again. That's for 4,000 gold, by the way. And then you got containers again. And then you've got Booster Pack. If you're doing the event, then Booster Pack is a good thing, but the event's finished, I think. No, it's not. Galactic thing hasn't finished. Then you got the normal stuff, Bargain and the Sentry. Then you got the Alpha containers again, the Predator containers. This time you can get 4 or 8, depending on how much money you want to spend. And then you've got the French tanks that have been in there a while. Then you've got the Angry Connor and the Matilda, which has also been in there a while. And of course you've got the Avatar container, which everybody should have. Yeah, you want avatars. And obviously, you know, you get the Berry Crush and all that sort of stuff with the Avatar container. So that's what's going on at the moment in the offers. On the bundles, well, we got Premium Pass, so you can get the Premium Pass, which isn't great, which isn't that bad actually. I think it's brilliant for the price that you're getting, to be honest with you. I mean, either $10 or what is it? It's $20 or $5. If you spend the $5, you have to grind your way through. If you spend your $20, then you already get 25 levels unlocked. But guys, why? Seriously, if you play the game enough, spend $5 and you'll get to level 80 before you know it. You know, before the event ends, you really will get there. Save yourself $15, really. Just get the normal Premium Pass. Don't bother with the multi-pass. You will unlock the levels. You don't need to spend another $15 to do that. Then you got Countless Treasures, which isn't too bad. I mean, 25,000 gold, 10 million credits, 100 days of XP, and 1,500 rare boosters, 15 garage slots, and obviously a ruby. I mean, that's a good price. It gets at $100, but for the gold and the credits and everything, that's not a bad price. Because if you buy gold on its own, you know, you're getting 37,000 for $100. Here you're getting 10 million credits, which is quite a lot of gold in its own right. And you're getting 25,000 gold, and you're getting 1,500 boosters, and 100 days. I mean, how much is 100 days? I mean, that's almost, what, 5,000 gold alone for 100 days. I mean, 6,000 really. 6,000 gold for 100 days. So, you know, you're getting a lot. You are getting a lot for that price, to be honest with you. And then you've got the Exquisite Arsenal, which is 1 million and 8,500 gold, or you've got this one for blah. Then you've got the Gills and Panzer collection, which, you know, if you haven't got these tanks, then, I mean, the Tiger Kuru is the best one in there. Although, you know, you might like the Panzer IV Anku just because of the girly voice in the crew, which will seriously give you nightmares and, you know, make you ponder your life choices, and you'll probably turn it off. But, you know, the Kuru's good to get. I haven't got the Firefly Saunders or the Pravda, mainly because I don't like the Pravda. I don't like the IS-2 at the best of times, apart from the 1945 version. And I've already got a Firefly, so why do I need another Firefly? I don't really. But what I didn't have were, I mean, I did get the Tiger, the Panzer, and the Hetzer way back when they first came out. Then you got the war chest and stuff, and then you got the basic kit start bundle and the essentials. So it's all there. You know, nothing really changes. And that's about it for what's in the store at the moment. And then, of course, we've still got the Galactic stuff going on, which I still personally haven't worked out myself, to be honest with you. But then again, I only did it to get this background, because I think the background is snazzy. I do like the background, to be fair. I do like it. It did cost a lot, and it did take a lot of battles to get it. But I do like the background. I think it's pretty cool. The rest of it, I haven't really worked it all out. I mean, you spend stuff to get stuff. So you can spend credits to get no credits, or you can spend boosters to get more boosters, or you can spend premium time boosters to get premium time, or you can spend XP boosters to get XP. It's yeah. I mean, the camo's nice. I've got the camo. I got it free though. It came down in one of these boxes, to be fair, which I could claim because I've got. In fact, let's open one and see what I get. Probably a UE57. Oh no, I got 1000 XP and a toaster. Yeah, that's what I did. I mean, I basically farmed the heck out of it to try and get that background. And it's the only thing I've actually spent the money on. I haven't spent it on anything else. But it did take a long time to get there, and boy, it was tough. It was tough. But yeah, and then obviously on top of that, we've got Burning Games, which, to be honest with you, I have been absolutely loving. I've loved Burning Games, and I did a stream yesterday on Asia, just Burning Games, and I'm going to show you a replay. I'm going to get the replay up and running, hopefully. Because boy, it was good fun, man. Let me see if I can get the replay over, because it was fantastic. So you know, I have been enjoying Burning Games. I've been grinding a lot of credits in Burning Games, which is always good fun. It's always good fun. I'm going to hopefully play this replay. If my airdrop was working, which it isn't, because it's a pain. Oh, bloody airdrop. Airdrop's a pain, I tell you. It does whatever it wants to do, whenever it wants to do. So whilst airdrop is contemplating its own life expectancy, what I'm going to do, we'll start playing some other replays. Hopefully I can get this sent across. I myself haven't got any replays because I've only been playing test tanks and Burning Games, so let's get some good replays going though, so at least we can see those. Aside from that, I mean, we've also got a new event, we've got a new pass, not event is it? And we'll go through that after this replay. Because I like these events. I think it's not a bad thing. I mean, a lot of people complain, but I think it's a fantastic thing. To be perfectly honest with you, I think it's just fun. You know, and a lot of people complain about it, but you don't do it for the tank. You don't do it for the tank. Burning Games was 3v3 on NA yesterday. Really? Wowzers, man. That would have been interesting. That really would have been interesting. Wow, 3v3, eh? I'm sorry about the noise of the blind banging. It's just that the sun is really low, and because the sun is so low, oh my god, look at my webcam. My webcam is completely screwed. Oh my life. Oh, wrong button. That's the button. My webcam is like completely off the charts. It should be sort of like this, within the border. Now it's kind of within the border. It's still pretty naff though, isn't it? Can I make the game screen bigger? Yeah, I can. Like this. Well, I'll make it that big, not too much bigger. I'll make it that big, so at least you can see the game, I guess. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying burning games. I mean, if you don't like burning games, then well, I don't know why you don't like it. I mean, I think it's cool. A lot of people still miss the point. Dust storms? No, not yet. Well, we are. It's very dusty at the moment. I mean, where I am in my sort of office area, my cats also live in this area because they don't live in the rest of the house. So I have to have the door open. And if you saw my desk, it's got like, it's covered in sand. It's just absolutely covered in sand. And that's only from today. I mean, you know, you dust regularly, but it's like, seriously, living sometimes here is like living in Interstellar, you know, where they have dust everywhere and they have to turn everything upside down. It's like that. It can be a nightmare. It can be a nightmare with the dust everywhere. I mean, dust does get everywhere. You know, I don't want to do a Hayden Christensen, Anakin Skywalker. I don't like sand. Sand gets everywhere. That's such a shit line in Star Wars. It's like the worst line ever. So, but yeah, it does get everywhere, to be honest with you. And yeah, we are sort of, it's not full on sandstorms, but yeah, we have got sandstorms. Unfortunately, which is a pain. It's a pain, to be perfectly honest. But you know, that's what happens when you live in a desert, I guess. You have to sort of deal with it. But yeah, I was saying, so you know, a lot of people don't understand the concept of burning games still. They don't heal. I mean, it's about teamwork. Burning games. It's about not just going out and doing shed loads of damage. It's about doing teamwork as well. And you've still got to sort of try to stick to the basic premise of the game as well. That was a big glitch. Did you see that jump then? That was a massive glitch. So you've still got to do the basic premise of the game. And I think, you know, if you're new to the game or you're grinding or getting used to a particular tank, going out and burning games isn't a bad idea. It's okay, it's a bit more realistic than Mad Games, and it's a bit more realistic than Uprising in Gravity, to be honest with you. You're forced to play as a team because you're forced to heal with your teammates, and I don't think it's a bad thing. In the grand scheme of game modes, it's actually not the one that's not as far-fetched as some of the others. That's a great mastery by Hab. In the Leo 1 there, beautiful little tank, and that, you know, that's what I think. But I'll show you that burning games thing in a moment. Let's go through this first. So if you don't buy the battle pass, then you just get the top one, and you still get what, 10, 60, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350. You're still getting a shed load of credits. 4, 5, 5, 5.5. So you're getting 5,500 credits, even if you don't buy the damn thing. And on top of that, you're getting free gold, 25 gold there. So that's 25, 50, 50, 75, 100. 125, 50. You're getting 200. So look, you get 200 gold. It's not bad. You know, you can get 200 gold. Near as damn it. And if you spend the $5, then you get the Kehoe, because everybody wants a Kehoe. And then you get a lot of credits, basically. And then you get the Explorer, which I haven't got yet. I mean, you can get a lot of stuff, guys, to be fair. And I don't think it's a bad thing. And you know, it only came in the other day. I'm already at level 8. I haven't played many games, I'll be honest with you. Like I said, I've been testing more than anything. Yeah, was it like? I mean, I think it's a fantastic thing. And I haven't got the tank yet. I mean, that comes at level 35, I believe. Yeah, there it is. But you know, I think it looks pretty funky, and I do like the Cromwell, which is what it's based on. So you know, I think it looks funky dunky. You know, I think it looks cool, man. I can't wait to get it. You know, it's a nice looking tank. It's a good render. It's not like the proper Cromwell, of course it's not, but I think it still looks cool. So let's see. I'm going to show you a game that we did yesterday in Burning Games because it was so funny, guys. It was absolutely hilarious. But I've lost the replays box. Where's that gone? Oh, there they are. Hang on a minute. Let me get it back up. So it's not my game, by the way, that you need to watch. It's my Toonmate's game. So, I mean, but boy, did we have some fun playing this game yesterday. It was just hilarious. And this is the sort of thing you can do when you play Burning Games, and you can have games like this. And as I said, don't look at me playing at the moment. I'm not setting the world on fire, mainly because nobody comes with me to the sea cap, basically. Yeah, it is Siraj capsule, but you seriously. You know, once I die, we'll switch to him, and boy, what a game he has. So I was expecting the team to come with me over here, look, and as you can see, they're still in spawn. Yeah, so this was never, I was never going to win this fight. I mean, they are still in spawn. I mean, Siraj is doing what he's meant to be doing. I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing, but the rest of my team is, well, it's still in, they're slowly coming out of spawn. It won't be so bad, but one of them's a T-44. He should have come with me. But he didn't, and we didn't. And, you know, me and a Drac trying to face off on a Tier 8 Drac, which is the CDC, just isn't going to work. I'm trying to get round him, but just can't do it. Trying to drag him up there so Siraj can smack him, but I just can't get round there. And, you know, finally my team turn up. But they don't cross, look. Look, they're not crossing if you have a look. You see? The T-44, I can't believe that. You know, the T-44 just didn't bother to come with me. So, yeah, I just got smacked. Absolutely wrecked over there. And then, you know, I'm trying to give this Louvre a hard time in the Drac, but I just can't do it. So, it's a bad day in Bosnia for me, so I'm going to get out of there in a moment. And deciding, well, you know, it's just not happening, so I'll go and cap instead. And watch this. I actually say on the stream to this guy, heal me. And I keep saying to him, shoot me. And, you know, neither of them, they just look at me. I actually type. Firstly, I type it in the, hey, Loro, how you doing? I mean, what else you have to do? You know, okay, that's two. I'm telling them, shoot me, but they still don't shoot me. They just won't shoot me. So all I'm doing is ramming into them to try and get some HP back. Oh, it's just brilliant. I just love it when they do that. So anyway, the CDC, there he is, my nemesis from earlier. And I'm going to try and give him a bit of a hard time. Even Siraj says, heal him, and they're completely oblivious to it. And I mean oblivious to it. So I think maybe I have to show them what to do. So if I no, they're completely oblivious, so no point. Anyway, CDC, hello mate. You gave me a hard time last time, and I'm going to give you a hard time this time. See if we can really beef it up a bit and get our revenge. And we get some revenge there, but then I run into the building because I'm a fool. More revenge. I'll take out the comet first, and then maybe now the CDC can be revenged. Or maybe not. Let's ram him! Oh, we only did 400. Boom! Haha, we got our revenge. That's always nice. However, I am not long for this game, unfortunately. I'm still going to get wrecked by this lot up here. And, you know, it's just the way it goes. So come around the corner, the T-29 has focused me straight away. But we don't want to watch that, because what we want to watch is not him, is him. I mean, this was live yesterday, and this is one hell of a way to finish a game, I'm telling you. So we're just going to stay on Siraj in the Smasher. And he's been given a hard time, as you can see. You know, finally somebody's worked out how to heal people. So it's 4 against 4 at the moment. He hasn't got much of his health left. Does a good shot there onto the T-29, but he's going to get bullied a little bit by the Luger. And as you can see there, he's losing HP, bless him. The IS-3 is not really going to try and help him. He's trying to get back out of there. And it's annoying when it does this. So, oops. He's dead. So it's okay, it's his first life. So he's going to respawn, which isn't too bad. There he goes. Respawn away. So now it's 2 against 3. As you can see, and you know, you think they're not on their last lives either. I don't think. I think they've still got lives left. So Tiger won first, and he's like, "What the hell? Where did that go?" Because nobody knows where that went. So I don't know where that went. Boom! There goes the Tiger, but that was only his first life, so he's going to respawn. So the Tiger is going to respawn. T-29 is going to respawn as well, because he's also got a life left. And the Low is also going to respawn, because I think he's also got a life left as well. Well, the Tankenstein is going to go down there, and down he goes. So now it's just Siraj against 3. So it's 1 on 3 here. And he's got no lives left, remember. So, you know, ain't important. How you doing? Hey, Laura. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I did say hello, but I forgot to carry that up. So you can see here, it's 1 on 3. So he's going to kill the Luger. Down goes the Luger. Now he's going to try and take out the T-29. He's on 1 HP, so it shouldn't be too difficult. But as you can still see, it's still 1 against 3. So he's still got to kill them all again, which ain't easy, because he's only, you know, he's got 3 of them to get rid of. But this is a perfect way to finish a game, I'm telling you. You've seen nothing yet. Not a thing. And this is just, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to shut up now. Well, actually, I'm not going to shut up, because that's a lie. But just watch this. So he gets a nice roll on the Luger, which is good. Hello, Tiger. Boom! Absolutely wrecks the Tiger. A full roll on the Tiger. Now he's got the Low pressing on into him. Boom! Ammo rack. Now he's just got the T-29 to get round. He bounces the T-22 there. I think it was a bounce, or either that or he missed him. But, oh, don't despair. Boom! Another full roll. That is just unbelievable. So I did jack squat there. He did 11,617 damage. I mean, what a game that was. I mean, that was just fantastic. I mean, as games go, that was brilliant. That was just brilliant. So as you can see, I mean, woof, that was very nice indeed. So that's what's been going on. Now, apart from that, what else has been going on, guys? I mean, I know the events in the Battle Pass is now up and running again, so you know it's not the MM, but the player base is sort of up and down, up and down, up and down. Hey Gravy, how you doing, mate? And you know you're gonna get some bad teams, and you're gonna get some good teams, and you're gonna get some mediocre teams. But you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Hello.
I just wanted to check if my mic works.
It works.
Does it work?
It does work.
Is it good quality?
It's okay, yes. It's a waste of asking me. I mean, it seems okay to me. Yeah, it's the people on Tinternet who need to say if it's good or not.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Oh, there you go. I'm just a tester now for microphones. Woohoo! I've reached my pinnacle of my career. There you go. So yeah, I mean, I've had some pretty bad teams, to be honest with you. But that's part of the game now, guys. And we can sit here and bemoan it as much as we like. But it ain't going to change anytime soon, is the honest answer. So we've got to learn how to deal with these bad teams. Teams of inexperienced players or whatever. So you know, we can sit here, as I said, and moan about it, and moan about it, and moan about it, but that doesn't solve the issue. So what are we going to do? Well, a couple of things are happening. One, Wargaming at the moment are doing open test on a new tutorial system. So that 18k game, and almost 19 in Burning Games. See, Burning Games is great gravy. I think it's fantastic. So, you know, they are looking at doing, and it's on open test at the moment, new tutorial system. So unfortunately I've not been able to get onto my open test, so I can't tell you what it's all like. But I know people who are testing on open test, and they're saying, you know, it's pretty cool. So there is a new tutorial system coming for Blitz, which it's only ever going to show you the basics, guys, to be honest with you. But a couple of things that we need to understand. One, Wargaming themselves now on their official World of Tanks Blitz YouTube channel are doing tutorials anyway. Okay, some of them may not be fantastic, like advising you to go down on the beach and flank on Normandy, but that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is sort of telling you don't have to go in one place. You know, think outside the box. That's one thing. Then there's literally every man and his dog who plays Blitz has now got a YouTube channel. So it's not like you can't find any information, intelligence, how to play a tank, how to play the game, how to do this or how to do that. There's literally thousands upon thousands of resources out there. I mean, in my short time on YouTube, I've uploaded close to 1,000 videos. That's not including the streams. Meads has been doing it since the game creation, so that's what, 2014, so that's 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago. And he's probably, he uploads at least 2 videos a bloody day. So you work it out, if I've done over 1,000, he's done at least 10, 20,000 videos almost. So it's not like there isn't information out there for people to look at and get more information and more knowledge. But I don't know if people doing that. And whose fault is that? Is that our fault as the community? Should we, the community, be saying to people, you know, when we see bad players, should we just be saying to them, mate, if I was you, go and check out Droodles, or go and check out Meadsy or Pantu or whatever YouTuber you want to check out. I mean, there's hundreds. I mean, off the top of my head, you could send them to Littlefinger, Every Good Name Is Taken, Meadsy, Pantherflea, Droodles, etc., etc., etc. I mean, there's literally hundreds of bloody YouTubers who are doing stuff. So, should we be saying to players rather than, yes, I would, please, Gravy. Should we be saying to players rather than delete the game, or you suck, or get a particular nasty disease and die? Should we just be sending them a message after the game saying it may benefit if you go onto YouTube and have a look at this channel or that channel? Maybe that would be something. Maybe we could do that rather than be nasty all the time. What do you think? Do you think that would work? You guys tell me. I mean, like I said, there are plenty of channels out there. I mean, you know, if you're seeing some pretty horrendous gameplay, you could turn around and say, look guys, go and check out his Royal Fatness, because you're not very good in a Jaegeroo, and he does a video on a Jaegeroo, and he'll, you know, watch his video 3 or 4 times and you'll know how to play the Jaegeroo. Bloody hell, Lauro. What's happening with you there? You can 6k almost in an object. Lovely. Thank you, Gravy. We're going to play that now, man. This is Gravy going out as also on Camp Stiller in his AMX 50D in the game that he's just mentioned. So this is almost a 20k. So you did. So I haven't seen Ever's stream on it or Ever's video about the new tutorial system. I was a little bit busy yesterday, and so I haven't really seen what Ever's video is. We'll have to work on it. It's hard to keep. It is how it is, though, Bill. That's the problem. But that's the thing, though. The thing they deal for real. It is what it is, and you know, we've got 2 ways to do this. We can sit here and all say the game is pants, it's rubbish, and everybody sort of delete it and go and play, I don't know, Candy Crush, or we can sit there and say, well, it is what it is. You know, we've got to deal with this. You know, we're going to get bad players. We're going to get players grinding, well, not grinding, expressing themselves up the tech tree. So we've got to do something about it. And what do we do about it? Oh, excess. Well, well, that could be for a variety of reasons. So yeah, probably, yeah, there probably isn't a majority of players watching YouTube. I don't know how you can't force people to obviously watch YouTube, okay? And the other thing you got to remember is not every single person who plays the game is going to play it seriously, okay? Not everybody. So you're going to get people playing it who just, you know, drop in every now and then because it's something to do and it's on their phone or it's on their whatever. You're not going to get, you know, not all the players are going to be ultra serious. Don't forget, it's not a PC game as such, it's a mobile game. So people will play it places that are good for mobiles, like on the or, you know, I mean, I was about to say on the tube in London, but you know, I've seen people playing this game on the metro in Moscow. You know, I mean, so they play it in a variety of strange places. I played it in an airport, for Pete's sake. So you are going to get people jumping in and out. Not everybody's going to take it seriously, and not everybody's going to be interested in learning how to play the game in that respect. You know, some people will just log in just because they want to blow shit up. And drive a tank at the same time. So, you know, we have to appreciate that. Not everybody is going to be a serious gamer. Unlike if it was PC. If it was PC, you're probably going to get more serious gamers playing on the PC than you are in a mobile game, potentially. But if you're coming across players who have got 20-odd thousand battles and they're struggling, then should we not, instead of saying this guy's a complete muppet, should we not turn around and say, well, maybe we should drop this guy a message saying, look, it may benefit you or assist you if you go and check out this YouTube channel? Maybe, I don't know. Even though they don't generally watch YouTube, everybody yeah, people are going to watch YouTube for whatever reasons, but it may be an idea. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I mean that's one of the problems with open test Odalisque because it's sort of a free for all. They like going in the bigger tanks. It's just the way it works. Yeah, the Mark One and the old Teal ones were interesting to be fair. They won't put links in the game because that's advertising, and they won't advertise in the game. No, not at all, Stitch. I'm not. I don't do those type of videos anymore. I do streams mainly, and I don't do sort of training videos. I do them very rarely now, to be honest with you. I mean, the people who are doing training videos are the people like His Royal Fatness and people like that. So no, I'm not plugging. So sod off, and do whatever you Northern Europeans in Netherlands, Holland, or whatever country you deem to call yourselves do on a Saturday afternoon. Um, I've played Blitz on PlayStation. I don't know. It wasn't. No, I just lied. I played World of Tanks on PlayStation, and I don't know, Blinky. To be fair, I don't. I know you're joking, Stidge. I don't know. To be fair, Blinky, I don't. As Nintendo, I didn't call you Dutch. I said Netherlands or Holland, knowing full well what I was saying. Yeah, now to really infuriating. See, you Flemish people just get so upset. Now he's going to get really upset. I don't think. I don't think the Nintendo Switch had much of an impact, or did it? I mean, has it? Has Switch had an impact? They could take it the wrong way. That is one thing. I don't know where the Dutch live actually, Stitch. Well, I do. Well, I thought I did, but clearly I don't, because it gets so. Because you guys, you real Dutch people, you get very upset when I say, "Oh, the Dutch are from Holland." Yeah, no, we're from Netherlands. So it gets very confusing, Stitch. That whole thing. I mean, being English. We see in England, all people from Holland are Dutch, and the Netherlands is just the non-English version of Holland as far as we're concerned, because we are completely stupid geopolitically in England. We have no clue about anything, to be honest with you. We really don't. We are completely ignorant to most things that happen in Europe, which is probably why we're not in Europe anymore. Oh right, so in Belgium they have good chocolate and fries. I've spent time in Brussels when I was training as a lawyer. I had to go to the European Parliament, and I spent a weekend in Brussels. Can you believe that? Because they up stick. I was based in Strasbourg, and they up sticks every bloody weekend to go to Brussels for a day. It's so mad. It's true though, Yusuf, isn't it? It's absolutely true. I mean, I'm not lying here. I mean, it is what it is, guys. In England, we're absolutely. It's like when I first came out to the Middle East in 2006 to live in the UAE. I was told by my then boss, "We're transferring you to Abu Dhabi to set up this office and do this and do that." And I was like, they're what? You're sending me where? And they said, Abu Dhabi. And I always thought Abu Dhabi was like a footballer for Arsenal, the team that I support. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm going to work with Abu Dhabi. I didn't realise Abu Dhabi was a place, And I didn't realise that Dubai wasn't a country. It's just a town. That's how stupid and ignorant we can be in England. Geopolitically, by the way. So, yeah, it's just... See, Holland is part of the Netherlands. There's a north and a south, but not the whole of the Netherlands is part of Holland. Okay, see that just totally... That's a bloody great... It's 18,900. Bloody hell, gravy. And only 58,000 credits. Pull your finger out, boy. That's a great game, though. I mean, look at that. Oh, let's see how much damage was actually dished out. 50,000 dished out. That is unbelievable. 50,000. Unbelievable. Well, no, it's not played. I mean, Abadiabi was a good player-ish. But that I actually really thought that this chap, I was being sent to work for a guy called Abadiabi. You see, I didn't know that, Stitch. I thought that Holland and the Netherlands are one and the same, and everything below Holland and the Netherlands is Belgium, which is then split into two, which is then partly French and partly Flemish or something, and that's about it. That's about the limit of my knowledge. Wow. It is something like say on the Flintstones Todger. I'm telling you, mate. It's unbelievable. It's craziness. But it's like, I mean, Bill, we've had this chat before, Bill. I mean, being an Englishman. So I was sent to Canada, to Alberta, in fact, to do a big exercise at a place called Suffield, which is called BATUS, which is British Army Training Unit Suffield, or British Army Training Suffield, or something, BATUS. And I remember going to Calgary, and there's a place in Calgary, and I swear to God this is true. If you don't believe me, look it up. And there's a district of Calgary called Shaganappi. Now, to most people, that's not funny. That's like, okay, well, what's the big deal? But to an Englishman, that is highly hilarious. And the thing is, Shaganappi is a big Indian chief. I found this out afterwards. He's a big native red Indian, or whatever you have to call them nowadays. Chief, he's a big historical figure in Canada. And he's called Shaganappi. And I was absolutely in hysterics looking at this name. Absolutely in hysterics. Because in English it basically means fuck a diaper. That's basically what it means, you know. And it's just craziness. And on that point, Stitch, there's a place just by the border between wherever it is, Belgium, Holland or Netherlands and Germany, called, and I absolutely am not lying, it's called Wankum. Seriously, it's called Wankum. And it's where we used to get our fuel, because it was the last BP petrol station before you crossed out of Germany. It's right on the border, and it's called, honestly, look it up, I am not joking, it is spelt Wankum. No, I'm not joking, guys, it really does exist. It really does exist. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to show you right now that it does exist. It really is a town in Germany that we used to... There it is. That is what it is called. It is a town in Germany that we used to get our fuel from before I went back to England when I was in the army and based in Germany. That really does exist. It's a true, real place. It's absolutely a real place. I've been lots of places in Indonesia, Capsule. But yeah, I mean, that is absolutely true. No, there's a place in Austria. Seriously, I have to look up that. Bali Artok and Bali Nassau. Okay. There is a town called Dildo in Newfoundland. That is correct, Bill. And do you remember the old road running, you know, Meep and Wile E. Coyote? Yeah? And if you notice, the Wile E. Coyote, whenever he was trying to capture Roadrunner, he would get a box, and that box would have like something in it, like a, I don't know, a bazooka or something, and it was always made by a company called Acme, ACME, Acme. Well, I've actually been to Acme. It is a small town just outside of Calgary in Alberta. Acme really does exist. It really does exist. That's Loro again, flexing as he does. So don't ever, if anybody says Acme is made up, it's not. It's clearly not made up. It really does exist. Yeah, it always TNT by Acme. And I've actually got a picture of me by the sign, Acme. That would be awesome. I can't believe there's a town called Fugit. There's a street in... Is there really? See, Bill has been to Acme as well. We've both been to Acme. That's what I like to hear. We're both veterans of the town of Acme. Come by chance is not far. Oh, that's brilliant. Where I'm from in England, Worcestershire, there's a village. There's a small street. There's a small river. It's not a river. It's a stream. It's not a river as well. And it's called. And it's a stream, and it's called Wyre Piddle. Okay, and there's a town. It sits in like a little. It's not a valley. I mean, I'm making it sound like it's in the mountains. It's not. It's rolling countryside of Worcestershire, and in a dip there's a little village. Okay, and there's a village at the top of the dip, and the village at the top of the dip is called Upper Piddle, and the village at the bottom of the dip is called Piddle in the Hole. Oh, shit you not. It really does exist. It's unbelievable, man. But yeah, some strange places out there. I didn't know Come By Chance is not far from it. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, so we moved from Blitz to strangest place names that exist. And yeah, there are some strange places out there. There are some strange places out there. All interesting though. Oof. But yeah, I mean, I loved Canada. Canada was great. That's why I've been to your town, mate, Edmonton. I mean, I loved Canada. Canada's a fantastic place. There were some interesting bars in Canada. They couldn't call it Lower Piddle. No, they had to call it Piddle in the Hole. Exactly. Unbelievable. But you know, these are the things that we do in the UK. It's called. No, there is a town in Canada called Swastika. Wowzers. I bet it's a good job it's in Canada and not America. That's what I can say, because that place would be shut down immediately. There's another village called Bathurst. Oh, Dubai is. It's a strange place. Dubai is a strange place. To be perfectly honest with you, it's takes some getting used to. Yeah, that's what happens, Dark. We moved on. But it's like when I was a kid growing up, you know, I mean, you used to be, you know, you used to go into history lessons when you're like a teenager, 13, 14.
I like history.
Yeah, it's cool. So we used to go to history lessons, 13 and 14. And it's the only time you can legally swear in an English school. Because I used to write essays on World War II, and I would make sure that all my essays somewhere included a passage about the German fighter plane made by Fokker. and then I would have to get up in my history lesson and say, my essay, I've written about the Fokker. Nobody can tell you off because it's true. It used to get away with it. And, you know, the history teacher would say, no, you can't say that. So, I'm sorry, no, I can talk about fucker. I'm studying French, not German. You know, is my pronunciation wrong? Is it fucker? We used to get away with it. Seriously. Well, the
Should
things...
be a fucker.
It's still fucker, isn't it? It's still a swear word, really. But I'd go out of my way to do an essay on getting fucker aeroplanes in there somewhere, just so I could swear legally in school.
Fucker is Dutch, right?
It is, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I used to do just to get away with swearing without the teacher being able to do a single thing about it. It was fantastic. Because what can they do? Exactly, Treadhead. Fucker is perfectly acceptable. You used to be able to say it, and the Spitfire pilot said, "Oh dear, the fucker shot me down." What can they do? Seriously, what can they do? Or
Nothing.
the fucker shot down the Spitfire. They can't do a thing. Used to say, I remember once I wrote, the B-17s of the 8th Air Force were flying over Germany towards Bremen, where they were attacked by a bunch of fuckers. Which they would have been done, because at that time of the war, that was the main aeroplane that was attacking them. So you could say that. You know, the Americans were taken on by a bunch of fuckers. Nobody could tell you off. It was fantastic. Can't do that nowadays. You'd get accused of things. You get told off now. You're not allowed to do it. It's perfectly unacceptable. Now, there's a lot of things you can't do anymore. Kathmandu. When he was in 4th grade, he used to go to the bathroom and he used to tell his teacher that they don't know how to spell duck. Oh, that's brilliant. The thing is, we had a product. I think it's still around. Well, I don't know where it's from. I don't know if it's English or American. But there is actually a product called Toilet Duck. Unbelievable. Some crazy things out there, man. So, yeah, but not much has been going on in Blitz, so can't really say. I mean, we've dealt with most stuff. Apart from the Blitz Premier Cup, of course, the finals are coming up either tomorrow or they might be pushed till Tuesday. I can't remember when they are. I think they're tomorrow. I don't think they have been pushed until Tuesday. And I can't remember who is in the final. I can't remember. I've forgotten.
Serenity and Aqua.
Serenity and Aqua, that's right. Raid had a shocking night yesterday, unfortunately. I did, Yusuf. Unfortunately, Raid had a shocker. They've been riding high as well, but they had a shocker yesterday. So
Yeah.
So did you get to roll out yesterday, Jory, or not?
I didn't play myself yesterday.
Ah.
Was doing some other stuff.
That's fair enough. I haven't heard of the first Special Service Force made of American and Canadians. To be fair, Bill, I've not heard of that one. Hugh Jass, yeah, I remember Hugh Jass. Don't know what happened to him actually. Don't know where he went. I don't know why I'm playing this replay, apart from the fact he's done 6.4k damage, and it's clearly just about a win. Well done, Loro, in his T57 heavy this time. Oh, he just does World of Tanks now. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. But then again, I don't know what happened to Bushka. He's just doing PUBG, isn't he? So, I mean, Bushka's still around, but he just does PUBG now. And Yeah. Because, I mean, what is it? You've got all the other YouTubers now, the up-and-comers, Droodles and Happy, who's never very happy, but he's very, very upset most of the time, but... But these are the up-and-coming YouTubers now, Droodles, Happy, World of Tanks Blitz Joe, people like that. Which is fair play to them, fair play to them. And Meads is still going from strength to strength. So, which is good. Good for them, is all I can say. It could have, well, I don't know, Kathmandu, because there's a lot of fake YouTubers on NA server. Well, you're the only person who sent me a load of replays apart from Wild Ones Halper. To be fair, Loro. Yeah, because there's a fake Meadsy, a fake Droodles, a fake Fatness, a fake Bushka. I mean, there's lots of fake everybody on NA. There's a clan, isn't there, just full of fakes on NA, if I remember rightly. There's a lot of them. Oh, Dark sent me a replay as well. That's always nice. So yeah, it probably isn't the real Bushka. I don't. To be honest with you, when was the last time Bushka did a video for Blitz?
A long time.
It was a long time ago, wasn't it? I believe. I don't think he's done a video recently. Not for Blitz. He still does his regular PUBG, but a month ago, old fast memes. Skirmish mode was his other one. That was 2 months ago. So once a month, by looks on it, he churns out a video once a month.
Well, that's more than Skate.
Yeah, Skate's sort of fallen off. I think Skate's just enjoying married life and not finding time to do it anymore. To be honest with you, I think work and family life it's just trying to find that that balance is pretty difficult. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. Yeah, no, he's not happy, Mike. No, he's not happy. But I mean, he's saying it's his. He's saying it's his. I don't know. It's his draw. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I've got the SU 130 PM. I'm not a big fan of it, to be fair, Bill. I prefer the Scorpion G to the SU 130 PM. But there are those who like that sort of TD, and they got on well with it. I mean, it's not a bad tank. It's just not one of those tanks that endears to me, to be perfectly honest with you. As I said, I prefer the Scorpion G. I think the Scorpion G's just got a little bit more about it than the SU 130. It seems to have, the Scorpion G's got a better gun, it's got better mobility, and it's got a bit of better accuracy. Well, just better gun generally. But I know people who like and adore the SU 130 PM, and they swear that it's better than the Scorpion G. So who knows?
People have opinions.
Yeah, that's true. People do, and you know, this is the thing. It's what you're comfortable with, mate. I mean, if you haven't played it yet, then it's what you're going to be comfortable with. It's not like a Borsig, to be fair, but it's got the armor profile of a Borsig, but you know, it's got a bit of better mobility. It's not bad. You've just got to get used to it. And if I was you, I'd take if you've just got it, then take it out in burning games. My bloody headphones keep going off for some reason. I don't know why. There we go, back again. So yeah, take it out in burning games and you know, get used to it there. Why not? It's not going to hurt. Well, Jay and Cloud Dragon, that's in a lot of people's view. That's exactly what they think. They do think that it is a shootout at the OK Corral, where it's just rush towards the cap, blaze away, and hope for the best. So yeah, there is a bit of that. There is a bit of that. To be honest with you, there's a lot of people take it that way. I mean, they don't look at it as strategic when it is. And you know, the age-old adage, only fools rush in. Well, I mean, it's true. It is true, and we're all guilty of it. And we're all guilty of rushing and doing silly things like that, being overly aggressive. Everybody's guilty of it. Sometimes we get too taken up in our own hubris, to be honest with you. But that's why I like these mad games and burning games and stuff like that, because you can do that then without getting too upset. It's one of those games that you don't mind dying in the first 30 seconds, to be honest with you, especially if you can do like a lot of damage. Cap advantage. Well, in Supremacy maybe Winter Fox, but certainly not in random mode. But I mean, I noticed on Asia, well, it's not just Asia. I'm lying. I'm lying. It's on all the servers, guys. If you roll out in a low tier, and a lot of the team around you are low tiers, are low experienced. You know, I'm talking, you know, less than 500 battles. Then there's a tendency to do one of two things: to either camp at the back and not do anything, and wait for the enemy, and that goes for both teams, or capture the base and let the enemy come to you. And that seems to be the modus operandi of new players. And as much as I can sit there and say, well, that's just ridiculous and we're all stupid, they're all stupid, I guarantee you when we first played the game and we were down there, I bet we did the same thing to an extent, somewhere along those lines. And you know, this is what I'm trying to say. I mean, you've got to deal with that. Take away. I mean, the only problem with that side of the game now is the re-rolls. There's so many re-rolls. I mean, there are so many re-rolls. And it's not just on EU. There's a lot of re-rolls on Asia. There's a lot of re-rolls on NA. I've not been onto CIS, but I'm assuming there's re-rolls on CIS as well. And, you know, re-rolls are not new players. You know, new players are literally clueless, to be perfectly honest with you. Because they're new players, and they're clueless. And that's the whole reason why they're new players. They don't know haul down, they don't know side scraping, they don't know this, and they don't know that. But... and this is the main thing. Rerolls have got all that knowledge, and you know, they're bringing something that they shouldn't be bringing to the game, basically. So yeah, rerolls are just, you know. Somebody said to me yesterday about on the Asia stream, you know, do I look at people's win rate? And I said to them, no, I'm not looking at their win rates. I'm actually looking at their experience, because now with so many rerolls, you can't tell about the win rates. You can't tell their skill level, because the reroll does not give you a true indication anymore. I mean, my main account is EU, which is why I'm a 53.5% win rate player, because that shows you all the pain I had to go through when I first played the game. My Asia and NA accounts are 66% win rate, because I'm taking knowledge that I've learned on my main account to that account. So effectively, I'm a reroll on both of those accounts, which is why my stats look better. Not because I'm better, it's just my stats look better. Because I'm bringing knowledge to a game that I didn't generally have at the end of the day. So talking about Gravy there saying it's annoying when you respawn, in the enemy. I'm going to show you a game I played yesterday on Middleburg which I think you'll find very interesting. I don't know, Kareem, because the reroll, you're bringing knowledge that you've acquired. The old account is showing that you were a Muppet to begin with, and that you had to learn on the old account. So is that true? I don't know. I don't know is the honest answer. I mean, I would have thought that your old account is a truer reflection, because you're literally starting from scratch. Whereas, well, there you go. I mean, so your old account, you went from 42 to 57. But to do that, you had to go through all the pain of not knowing how to do this and that. Whereas with your reroll, you know some of the bits and bobs. You know the side scraping, the hold downs, and where to shoot, and where to do this and where to do that. You know that, which you wouldn't have known as a new player. You know, hardly any new players know fully what to do, really. That's just my take. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe the reroll account is a truer reflection. I don't know. No, probably. Yes and no is my argument on that one, Kareem, because you're still taking knowledge that you wouldn't have acquired normally. Is all I'm saying. You've already acquired the knowledge, and you're just applying what you already know. So, Gravy, this is what happens when you respawn. you just get to farm a lot of damage, because we're not going to leave the spawn now. They're just going to keep respawning and respawning. So I could imagine they were mightily miffed. They just couldn't get out of their spawn. And obviously we're running double Progetto 46s, which doesn't help. So we're just going to wait here for them to spawn again. And they're not going to spawn because there's only these two left. So we're going to have to kill these two, then get back to the spawn for them to respawn. but yeah, this was a fun game, because poor sods, they couldn't do anything. They literally could not do anything, no matter where they went. So now we're trying to get back to the spawn again. So they respawn, because they're both going to respawn. And you know, it's good, man. It would have been so frustrating for these guys. We just sat there and just mullered them. I loved it. Yeah, that was a fun game. Not so much fun if you're on the other team, of course. But it was still a fun game. I enjoyed it. Doesn't always work though. Sometimes it just doesn't work this way. But I mean, you know, yeah, I enjoyed that game. It's like a lot of things. I mean, look, you know, you can. It takes you time to grind it up to where you need to get to. Of course it does. And it takes time and effort, and it's a pain. Of course it is. Of course it is. And, you know, but it's what you want to take from the game. It's what do you want to take from the game? I mean, I want to get better, so... Why EU is crying at the moment because even EG complain about clans rigging seeding? No, there's... Look, the rigging of seeding, how does that work? Okay, I guarantee you this, Winter Fox. I mean, you're in Feast, or you were in Feast. Are you surprised in any way, shape or form with the top 8 that ended up in winter season? on Asia? I would say no. Am I surprised with the top 8 that ended up on EU? I would say no. And you mentioned Raid there, and they missed out on winter season. If you go back, there was nothing to do with seeding. Raid really did not play well in the winter season. And there's always a massive expectation on Raid. Huge expectation. Because they won the Twister and all that sort of jazz. The team you're seeing now is not the same team that won Twister. It's moved on. The game is not the same game that it was for Twister 18. Again, it's moved on. It's different meta, different strats, different armors, different this, different that. And if you go back and have a look at winter season and look at the meta selection that Raid took, they were pretty stagnant with their crown wagons, etc., etc., etc. But now if you go back and have a look at how they've just done in the Premium Cup, which is a community tournament, they played it much differently, and they were much better. And all I'm going to say is that a couple of things. Winter season took a lot of clans by surprise. It wasn't expected, and it came around quicker than we thought, and a lot of the clans thought. So a lot of the clans were not prepared. I think Raid are still going through a transition period where they're still, formulating their team, so to speak. They didn't have, Messi's been one of their best players for a long, long time, and he's not been playing that much, to be fair. So you're missing the likes of Messi. Some of their players have left. Some of their players, things change. So they go through a transition. They brought some new players in. Raid Nardo is one of those new players. I say he's a new player. He's a very experienced tournament player. He's done a lot of tours. He used to be in Vale. And what was he before Vale? He was something else. Another top clan. But it's not just about taking a good player and sticking him in a clan. You've got to jowl. You've got to play as a team, and you've got to get to know each other. So I think Raid have been going through a transition period. And I think you're going to see a different Raid for spring season than what you saw in winter season. And, I think dropping out of the top 8 in winter season was probably a good thing for Raid. And it's highlighted some of the things that probably they weren't seeing. Or if they were seeing, they were being masked a little bit, so they were getting away with it. And therefore it wasn't a priority. And then going out of winter season probably brought it home a bit more that, we do need to do more work on this or on that or on this, which is why you saw a different Raid in the Blitz Premium Cup. And you'll see a different Raid again coming into the spring season. And I think that's not a bad thing for a clan to reinvent itself. And as I said, one of the problems that has faced Raid is that there is such a huge expectation placed upon them by the community, to be honest. And it's the same in Asia. There's a huge expectation on Feast every game, and it's the same in a lot of the regions are the same. There's massive expectations on these teams, and they can't always bring it out, to be honest. And it's like everybody was shocked when Feast got knocked out in the first day of the Blitz Cup. Everybody was like, "What happened there? How did that happen? Why is Feast not in the final?" It was the same. Why did C4 get knocked out in CIS? They're better than that. Leading to Ufanjani, one of the best callers and best players in the game, to say, "I'm retiring, I'm leaving." He's come back, because that was always going to happen. But the expectations on some of these clans is very, very big. It's very big. Of course you can, Kareem. Anybody can come on to voice. I have no issue with that, you know this. And... so I think we're going to see a different Raid, and I think we're going to see a different winter season. And I think win rates seeding. A lot of there's a lot of noise made about certain things, and sometimes the noise is not. I don't think it's called for. I think it's blown out of proportion. To be honest with you, I don't think win rate seeding has such an impact as what we think. To be honest. To be fair, I look at the top 8s across the servers and I think, okay, I don't think they are not what they should be. And then people will always be subjective and have their own viewpoints. I mean, people have said to me, no, win rate seeding is, the team's cheating because Loka and Raid should have been in the top 8 for EU. So you're telling me that Loka and Raid, two incredibly experienced and amazing teams, didn't get into the top 8 because a couple of clans decided to win rate seed? Oh, come on, bullshit. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think it's a lie. And I don't agree with it. Loka is a great clan. I don't agree with it. So, anyway, Kareem has now popped on. Hello! He's not talking yet, but he has popped on. But what are we talking about? We're talking about re-rolls. Well, look, again, re-rolls are two different things, okay? Two different things. My take on re-roll is this. It's, there are two ways you can look at it. One, if you don't re-roll, then you're seeing everything. Bouts, buckles, embraces. You're seeing everything. You're seeing when you first started the game and you completely noobed out because you didn't know what you were doing, and it's showing that you like to take the rough with the smooth and you don't mind the painfulness of getting better. I get that. Rerolls is just going to show you an indication of your skill level to an extent, because before Kareem jumps in, because he will, don't forget, when you reroll, your first 100 games are still against bots. They are still against bots. Now, when I first started this game, I didn't have bots. I had +2, -2 MM. So you're comparing an apple to a pear and a banana to Jupiter, to be honest. Now, I'm not saying that re-rolls don't show what your probable true skill level realistically is. I'm not saying that, because you probably are. It probably is showing a true realistic skill level. However, if you re-rolled when they had the less than 5,000 battles, then you are effectively getting an advantage over certain individuals, but that's gone now, thankfully. Plus you add the bots, so it does skew it a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. But it probably is an indication of your skill level as it stands right now. Whereas your main account probably won't. It depends how long you've had your main account. And as I said, I've had my main account since the day that it hit the game, which means you have to take into account a lot of my battles back in those early years are +2, -2 MM. Shocking maps. Some of the maps were shockingly bad. Zero knowledge, zero tactics, zero... Well, I haven't really changed in that respect. I've still got zero knowledge, zero tactics, and zero skill. But you've got to take all that shit into account. But, so it's 50... It's half of this, 6... half a dozen of these and 6 of those. So, anyway, Kareem, explain. If you're there now. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
I just want to say the argument on the chat got a bit petty, but I'll explain. So when you reroll, there's 2 types of reroll. People that have an account and they just want to get high win rate to show it off. So they'll get themselves like a tier 2 that's very OP, say the cruiser or whatever it's called. And they'll spam 2,000 battles and they'll get maybe 7 raiders. That's what you guys think that rerolls are. So you're just taking a really OP tech, low tier seal code. The people that make rerolls for tournament purposes, like I did, because I don't want to get faced against EG every single time spring season, but no, I'm not rigging the match. It's the way it is, and I have to deal with it somehow. So the people like me, you buy a tier 8 premium tank on a new account, you spam ratings in it, you get a bunch of free experience and credits, and then you convert the XP on your tank into free experience and just grind to a tier 10 straight away. Like you just research a tier 10 tank straight away, and you play the hell out of that as well to get. You can obviously also do it by grinding the lines, which I've done as well. But in no way are you cheating the matchmaking. There's nothing that you're doing wrong except trying to get a better seeding for tournaments. And it's not a one battle 100% account. I have a 6,000 battles and 70% win rate. And I don't think that what I'm doing is wrong because I don't play low tiers. My average tier is 9. Most people's average tiers, and I just don't understand what the hate is towards rerolls because at the end of the day, I agree with Fugit that the main account shows your skill over time because I made my first Blitz account when I was 12 and I had 30% win rate. And then I made another one that had 40, and through 6 years I've raised it up to 57% win rate. But sometimes it's just not effective to boost your account, right? Because at winning 70% of my games over a 30-day period, it'll take me another 20,000 battles to reach like 62% win rate. 20,000 battles. Think about it. I've done 20,000 battles in 6 years, so it would take me another 6 years to get 60%. Why would I do that if I can just re-roll instead and get my 70% win rate a lot quicker? I can get better win rate and over a faster period of time. So I think that maybe seeing win rate like re-rolls is annoying because a lot of people flex their stats and they just get the re-roll for no reason. But people that are re-rolling oftentimes are doing it to get into better clans because no one checks 30-day stats. Unfortunately,
No, but let me
is elitist.
well, let me just hold you there
Yeah,
because
continue.
you've made a good point, and but I just want to say one thing. Okay, a couple of things. Firstly, there are numerous types of re-rolls. Okay, numerous types, and I think those who re-roll because they want to do tournaments, they want to get into tournaments, they want to get into better clans. They're a different type of re-roll. Okay, these are not your standard re-rolls. Okay, because they'll do as what you're saying you're doing, which is they'll try and get to the higher tiers very quickly. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not breaking any rules. It's not skewing anything, and you know a lot of
getting better MM.
No. You don't get better MM, and you know, and a lot of decent, serious players who feel that it's their only way to get into the pro scene and the tournament scene will do that, and there's nothing wrong with that, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of people, and this game brings that there's a lot of stigma attached to win rate. Then there's the other type of re-roll. Now, the other type of re-roll is the stat paddler. Now, the stat paddler re-roll, and I come across these a lot, are the guys who still roll out in tier 1, in tier 2, in tier 3, in tier 4, in the lower tier tanks, or in the what people call the broken tanks, just to pad out their stats.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to get that no matter how many, no matter what, because when they removed apparently seal clubbing, all they did was move seal clubbing so people can still seal club. Stat paddlers will still be
instead of 5 and 6.
Yeah, stat paddlers will still stat paddle. Okay, you're always going to get those people, unfortunately, and it's as simple as that. Now, I've got a 53.5% win rate. Okay, and it's going to take me an eternity on my main account to get anywhere near 60%. To be fair.
It's actually like unless you win 80% of your 30-day games, it's like it will still take you 20k battles.
Exactly.
But unless you have some like his royal fatness level win rate,
absolutely,
you're never going to reach 60% with an account.
No.
So I think re-rolling. Yeah.
No, I'll give you an indication because, as I said, I mean I've got numerous accounts, and I'll give you an indication of my accounts. So I'll give you my main account, and I'll tell you the stats on my main account, which are not impressive. in the slightest, to be perfectly honest with you. They're not. I mainly play higher tiers on my main account now, and my stats for 90 days is basically 59%, 60 days 59%, 30 days 59%. So I'm bringing in a 59% win rate. Okay.
That's very good.
Over that, but but a lot of that is not counted because I've been doing a lot of testing tanks as well. So I played a lot of games in testing tanks. So you don't, you know, that sort of skews it a little bit, and you don't get the same
Yeah.
WN8 because my WN8. I mean, for one day the other day, I had a 75% win rate, but you don't see the WN8. Now, if I go on to my other account, which is my Asia account, which I stream all the time. I stream it all the time, and I'm free to play effectively on that account. And then my win rate, so I'm grinding through the tiers, and at the moment I'm grinding my way towards the E5. And at the moment my win rate over 90 days is 67%, 60 days 66%, and 30 days 66%. And overall I'm a 65% win rate player. So and my average tier is a tier lower, is 2 tiers lower than my main account, because obviously I'm grinding my way through there. But my average damage, now this is the interesting point. So my average damage at the moment on my main account for the last 30, 60, 90 days is about 2k. But overall, it's only 1.2k, almost 1.3k. So my average damage is actually really low. Okay?
Yeah, but that's alright.
Where if I look at
damage also.
but if I look at my average damage on my Asia account, where I'm 2 tiers lower than my main account, I'm at 1.7 and 1.7 across the board, and I'm playing lower tier tanks. So I can understand why players who are good enough to be in tournaments would want to re-roll. I understand that. And we're not talking about those players. Like I said, there are different types of re-rolls. There are stat paddlers and there are non-stat paddlers. Oh, Laura, I've just played that. So,
yeah, but I saw the chat, right? And the chat was saying, "Oh, you're a reroll. That's horrible. How can you reroll?" And I think that I can understand wanting to stick with your main account, right? Because I still play my main account. I have all my tanks there, and I don't really look at stats. I see a 49% player with 20k battles. But fine. But there's certain limitations that come to having a low win rate account, especially when you have more battles. And you can say, yeah, just go to a clan and boost your win rate, but not everyone has time for that. I think that if you're re-rolling to get into a better clan, so you can platoon with better players, play tournaments, that's completely fine. And if you're re-rolling as a stat paddler or just to show off your stats, then I think that's really stupid. But either way, there's no, like, somebody re-rolling doesn't hurt anybody else. What hurts the new player. But if you're a tier 10 player, it does not hurt you to have to see a re-roller on your team, even if they're a stat paddler, because the worst that's gonna happen is that they're shit, that they spend too much time in tier 2 and don't know how to play.
yeah, but that's the thing. I mean,
just don't understand the.
but I think some
I
of
don't
the
understand the.
I think some of the stigma that comes with the re-rolls is, for example, there are a lot of re-rolls who are stat paddling. They're not doing it for the reasons to get into good clans or good teams or to do professional tournaments. They're doing it because then they can turn around to everybody else and say, you're a shit player. And I've seen that a lot. I have seen that a lot. I've seen guys with their 60% win rates screaming and shouting at everybody. And that's something different. And these are just stat paddlers. And the reason they're screaming and shouting is because it's hurting their stats. And that's generally why they scream and shout a lot. Now, I've got nothing wrong. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against stat paddlers. If that's what you play the game to enjoy, then that's up to you. If you enjoy the game and all you want to do is play to a level where you can hold your head up and say, I'm a 70% win rate player because I played the Kenny Otsu 1,000 billion times, that's perfectly fine and acceptable for me. I really don't care. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. Just the same way as seal clubbers don't bother me. I don't care about seal clubbers. You know, if somebody only wants to play a tier 2 tank for their entire blitz career of 20,000 games, who are we to say they can't do that? If that's what makes them happy, it's fine. So be it. it's not for me to say you can't be. Who am I to say I'm going to take your fun away? It's a game, and the whole idea of the game is to have enjoyment and entertainment. That's the whole idea of the game. Now, you could take it another way. You could say, no, but a game is meant to be challenging. Okay, it may be, some people may want the challenge. But how many games do you buy, not Blitz, how many games do you buy if you've got a PlayStation or whatever, that comes with different settings like easy, medium, hard, and ultra hard? And how many of you buy those games and say, straight away, I'm going to go for ultra hard? Nobody. They all play the easy mode first because they want to win the game. And that's the thing. But the main essence behind any game is to have fun and to put a smile on your face. Now, if you want to roll out in your Keniotsu, if you're lucky enough to have one, or your Matilda Black Prince, if you've got one of those, and do have 1 billion battles and have a 65% win rate and say, I'm happy, then who cares? You're happy. Doesn't matter. If you are a
You're
serious...
not hurting anyone.
Absolutely, exactly. And if you're a serious player...
If you don't run...
If you're a serious player and you want to be in a pro team, then you may have no choice other than to reroll. But then with that comes the knowledge that no pro team will look on you gladly initially until you've got X amount of thousands of battles or whatever it is, or they'll try you out. It's just one of those things. So all pro teams have their own recruitments and whatever, and it's up to the pro team to say yes, we'll take you or yes, we won't. But I don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong with rerolls. Not in the slightest. Not fundamentally wrong with it. I mean, it's up to, as I said, it's whatever floats your boat. And if going out in tiers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and getting a pretty win rate is what puts a smile on your face and sends you to bed contented, who are we to say that you're wrong? Which is one of the reasons I disagreed with 5.5, by the way. Because I disagree with the concept of eliminating seal clubbers. Because I don't care if they're seal clubbers or not. It doesn't bother me. And I think we just get upset over the slightest things nowadays. Seal clubbers, re-rolls, and win rate seeding and all that sort of stuff. And I think there are more things fundamentally that we could get upset about in this game, like toxicity. Because all this is what all adds to the toxicity, by the way. All this feigned annoyance and anger leads to toxicity. I mean, I've got De Silva in the chat here from Serenity. And, I mean, he's a top player. Jory is in here as well, and he's a top player. I mean, these guys know they're good. They know they're good. They know they're good players. And, they may get upset, they may get a bit pissed off when they don't win in a random game. But I guarantee you, most of the time, and if I put it out there to both De Silva and Jory, most of the time I bet you they're playing in twos with other players of equal caliber who they know to give themselves that chance of capitalising so they don't lose more games than they win. Because they're not going to lose more games than they win anyway. And good players know this. So I don't think good players get as upset is not so good players or the stat paddlers. And I think stat paddlers get more upset because their whole reason for living is stat paddling.
Yeah, at a certain point, if you have a win rate, you just do everything you can to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's whatever. On to the next game.
Absolutely.
The next game, you can battle again.
It's like I'm trying to get better on my main account, and okay, it's frustrating because sometimes you get shit teams and you go one step forward, 4 steps backwards, but that's going to happen. It's certainly going to happen with me. If I want to get better, then I've got to learn how to deal with that. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. But I have no aspirations. I mean, I'm far too old and far too ugly to be in a pro clan playing. Well, I'm in a pro clan, but I can't play with them in the main tours. I'm far too old and far too ugly to do any of that, and I know that. But my aspirations is not to play in a pro team and get a pro avatar and go to the pro circuit. It's never going to happen, and I know that. But I'm very happy with the way I play the game at the moment. It still makes me happy. It gives me every single emotion under the book. I still get pissed off. I still get frustrated. I still shout at my iPad. I still get annoyed. But at the end of the day, I still enjoy it because I still play it, and it's still the only game I still play. And that's the main thing, isn't it? Having fun. Surely. And whatever you do to have fun, be it stat paddling, seal clubbing, re-rolling, it doesn't matter as long as you're having fun. That's
I will say, hating on rerolls is fine when it's stat paddlers who who see their 70% stats, overestimate themselves, and then they get mad at you when you lose.
Yeah,
But
that's annoying and
that's a really big
frustrating.
generalization. Like most rerolls. Yeah, but most rerolls aren't people that spam 20,000 battles in the cruiser market. They just play their tier 8, tier 9 tank. They win some, they lose some, and maybe they're trashing the game you played with them. But I mean, it doesn't matter what stats they are. Like playing with a reroll will never hurt you, and even if it's a 60%er who underperforms in that game, just ignore them. Like honestly, it's not that big. Anyways, I'd say that the bigger problem is elitism and blitz. The fact that like on WOTP to go into a top clan, all you need is 55% win rate and good 30-day stats. But on blitz, the 30-day stats aren't checked.
But the thing with Blitz though
They
is that
definitely are checked. For the top clans, they are getting checked.
No, I know that. Like my 30-day stats got checked as well. But what I mean is that in blitz, you need to have the career win rates and the 30-day stats. And in PC, it's more like, yeah, you know what? You're a good player. We check 30-day stats. It doesn't really matter. Like, there's a lot more of an obsession on stats in blitz than I think that drives a lot more.
I mean, Mike makes a good point as well, which I'll get to in a moment. I mean, there's a couple of things in this. I mean, again, it's all about what you want. I've said this many, 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 many times. It's what you, an individual player, wants from the game, okay? And there are so many different types of players in this game. So many different types of players. There's those who just jump on in between meetings or lectures or whatever, and they just want to shoot shit and let out and blow off a bit of steam. There are those who are deadly serious and they want to go to esports and be at the pro level. And there are those who just want to have fun and see the game as a challenge. Now, like all sports, if you look at it from a purely sports viewpoint, there's always going to be more players than there are spaces to be a pro. That's always the way. And, I remember when I played golf regularly, I had a very, very low handicap. And the difference between me and Rory McIlroy, who I've actually played golf with, is vast. I mean, it's huge. And, I thought I was a good golfer. Clearly I'm not. And this is the thing. I mean, it's like the footballers. There's like 1 billion people playing football, and there's only one Lionel Messi, and there's only one Cristiano Ronaldo. And it's the same with Blitz. And, we all want, or we all feel, or we all think that maybe we've got what it takes to be in a pro clan or a pro team, but sometimes we just don't. And I've rolled out with these guys. I mean, I'm in Vale. I'm not saying I'm a pro. I'm just having to be in a pro clan. And, I think I'm a pretty decent player. I don't think I'm setting the world on fire. I don't think I'm a pro or anything like that. Because I'm not. And these, I roll out with these guys and I suddenly see how vast the difference is between me and them. It really is vast. And I understand that and I get that. And me re-rolling ain't going to change that, to be fair. I'm still going to know the basics of the game. I'm still going to know some of the tricks and tips and stuff like that. but I'm never going to be a pro, and I'll never ever be a pro, because I don't have I personally probably don't have the, I don't know, the foresight, the hand-eye coordination, whatever you want to call it, that these guys get naturally. And that's the difference. You know, it's like I say to my kid, you can watch as many YouTube videos about Lionel Messi as you want, but you'll never be Lionel Messi. You can emulate him, but you'll never be him, because you'll never have his raw talent. Say again?
You just stole your son's childhood.
Say again, mate.
Let him dream. Let him dream.
No, he can always aspire to something, and I have nothing wrong with it, and I encourage that. And I encourage that to all players in Blitz. It shouldn't be elitist. Everybody can aspire to these top levels, but you've still got to have the basics to begin with. And some of the people I see don't have the basics, okay? And I'm not talking about the re-rolls here. I'm talking about, you see some players come in and they have, they die in the first 20 seconds and then everybody else is to blame. These guys will never get the basics. They don't have the basics, and they're never going to make it there. And their aspiration probably isn't that way inclined, which is fine, and it's perfect, and it's lovely. And there are some people who really want to be there. And if the thing holding you back from being there, and you're good enough to be there, is your win rate, then what's wrong with re-rolling? There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're re-rolling in the low tiers, then no pro clan's going to take you, and everybody knows that. So again, it's all against your aspirations. And I know a lot of people don't have the time. I mean, I'd love to have the time to sit here and do another 30-odd thousand battles to get to 60% win rate. I don't have the time anymore. I'm getting old. It's a risk now, me putting on a long playing record. I have to put my favourite track on first. That's how bad it is. The older you get, you just don't have the time to do. I don't have the time to do 30-odd thousand battles anymore. I just don't, to get to that 60-odd% win rate. But why do I need it? I don't, because I'm not aiming to be a pro player. So I don't need that at the end of the day. But if I was younger and I was, I'd only done a few, a couple of thousand, 20,000 battles like you're saying, and I had aspirations of being in a pro clan, then yeah, what I would do is re-roll. And why wouldn't I?
I was already in a pro clan. I just did it for better seeding.
Mm.
Like, you can make really good clans with your main account, but sometimes there's just situations where not re-rolling re-roll because it's so little effort.
Yeah, but
There's nothing wrong with that.
But as I said, I think a lot of the frustration with re-rolls is you roll out and you come across a re-roll and they scream and they shout and they abuse and they seem to think that they're better than you. And so, for example, somebody really raged on me the other day, saying, "How on earth, you played like a." Besides the fact I did the top damage in the game, you're an idiot. You're this, you're that, and you just got 53% win rate. This is a guy who's re-rolling with he's got 1,000 battles and a 68% win rate. That doesn't make him better than me. It doesn't make him better than me.
If a reroll, first of all, yeah, obviously, the fact that somebody has a reroll and they have in any situation, whether they're a reroll or not, just because your win rate shows as blue or purple, it doesn't mean that you're better than anyone else.
Correct.
And second of all, if you see a reroll that has 1,000 battles, they're shit. Especially if you see a reroll with 1,000 battles that only has 60%. Like, not all these rerolls are created equal. And the fact that they reroll doesn't mean shit. So just check the 30-day stats. Even if they're better than you, they shouldn't be saying that. So just
no, exactly. And this is you see, one of the things that I just that gripes me more than anything is just the amount of toxicity that comes. from quarters. And if people spent more time on either A, helping their team, or B, helping the poorer players. Because look, it's like any game, and it's like anything in life. You're only as good as your weakest link. Okay? So if you're in a team, you are only as good as the weakest player in your team. Simple as that. And if you've got a team,
I kind of want to.
hang on a minute. If you've got a
I
team
kinda
of
wanna hit on
hang
a
on,
couple
hang on,
things.
hang on. If you've got a team of 7 players, and 5 of those players are poor players, then you've got a lot to do as a better player to point them in the right direction, to tell them on the strats, and to do this and do that. And they may not listen. They may not listen. But you're only as, it's like everything, you're only as good as your weakest link. Simple fact of life. And if the team crumbles and don't listen and everybody dies, then dust it off, move into the next game. You probably get a better team. And that's just how it's going to be. And that's just how it is. Anyway, to deal for real, you were going to say something.
Well, this is such a broad topic, and like I want to kind of hit on all this stuff really quickly, so I'm going to get a bit long-winded, but I'll try to make it short. I don't know if you just real quick to wrap up on or to follow up on what you just commented. I don't know if you read my earlier comment, and this is where I think myself and maybe others included, as more experienced players or more players that are looking for a competitive aspect, need this much more. We need to be more critical of ourselves. I made the comment that the problem that I have when recommending somebody to like YouTube channels or something for information is because of their in-game statistic, their win rate might be slightly higher than mine. So they think that they're a better player and they just want to argue and tell me I'm crap and that I'm stupid. And so I need to be a lot more humble with that instead of arguing, because when you go look at the Blitz stars, on average, I find that those players that do that on the Blitz star statistics of 30 days, I'm like, upwards of like 8% higher than them sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
But that's just a different story. Like I said, that's where I think us as experienced players need to be a little bit more humble in those regards and just kind of, just offer up the advice and just leave it at that.
Absolutely.
Secondly, like you guys talked about, see, our expectations are way misplaced. We got to remember, randoms are not competitive gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, our expectations for random matches, that needs to go all out the window. Versus, and this is another topic I wanted to hit on. This is like everything we're talking about, like with the rerolls and the toxicity, the player base, the win rate. This is all part of the fundamental flaws with ratings, in my opinion, and why it needs to be kind of fixed. But the main thing is like, so there needs to be a space for some form of competitive gameplay. In my opinion, right now, that's only really offered in tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And so for that expected gameplay or that higher level gameplay, for sure, it should be expected at tournament level, but not in randoms. You cannot expect a high level of gameplay or experience in randoms, and that's where we're making the fundamental mistake because of the stats Wargaming giving us. They're giving us like, oh, this is your battles, this is your win rate, this is your average damage, but this is all at randoms.
Mm-hmm.
This is all at randoms.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is kind of the problem. And back to rerolls now. In the end, if you want to look at it, in my opinion, there really is no such thing as a reroll. Yeah, we talked about it. You can reroll, or players reroll for other reasons. Mainly, in my opinion, the main purpose of the reroll now, or the advantage of it, was because of Wargaming's win rate seeding for tournaments. That's the main reason I think rerolls got kind of popular, or maybe for other players that had 20,000 or something battles, and they made mistakes, and then they got a lot more knowledge. And like me myself personally, I didn't start gaining knowledge with the game until I had like 40,000 battles, and so maybe they wanted an account with attractive stats to try to get into a better clan or whatever. But again, all a reroll is it's just simply a different account. it's you're the same player. You know, you're just playing on a different account, and
Amen.
so I just don't get the fact that in the end, there, if you look at it overall, in my opinion, there is no such thing as a reroll. It's just they've been used and manipulated for certain positions in the game. Is all.
Well, just going back on that point. I mean, rerolls really. I mean, rerolls have always been. Well, they haven't always been there. I came across rerolls in a Reddit post. I think it was in about 2016, where somebody was re-rolling because he could basically do his he could take two phones, log into both. One is his, it wasn't called a re-roll in those days, just called an alternative account, and he could basically try, if he could, to do his own counting. Yeah, so he could get himself in a game, and then he could be better for whatever reason. And then rerolls really came to the fore with 5.5 because, and it wasn't a lot of players, okay? There were seal clubbers who were stat paddlers. And these are guys, I mean, I came across one guy who had 20,000 battles, of which 13,000 were in the Keniotsu. Okay? You're going to get that. There are people who are going to play the game for their own individual reasons. And as I said earlier, if that guy likes rolling out in the Keniotsu and seal clubbing new players, if that puts a smile on his face, then that's up to him. I'm never going to see him in my tier 10 because he never plays tier 10. I'm never going to see him in a tournament because he never plays in tournaments. So the chances of me ever coming across this guy are really, really slim. But I've seen it because somebody asked me to play the Keniotsu once and he happened to be in the same game. So it's, you know, you had those, and then with the seal clubbing part taking out where they've introduced this 5,000 5,000 battle which is now gone again, by the way. Then you did get people, those individuals, stat paddlers, re-rolling, okay? Because that's what they like to do. They like to have the knowledge that they've got their 70, 80% win rate account. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And then you have the other side of the coin, which is there is a stigma in this game attached to win rate. Win rate is a big deal in this game. You know, just type into YouTube, get a 60% win rate, how to get a 60%. And there are hundreds of bloody videos on people telling you how to get a 60% win rate. And none of those videos say to you, and by the way, pray to God that you get a good team. Because it ain't just about you. It's also about the team. Because if you get a Muppet team drawn against a team that is not clueless, I don't care if you're the best player in Blitz, you're going to struggle to carry that team. It's not going to be easy. You'll give it a good go, and your average damage will go up, and your WN8 will go up, and all that sort of stuff will go up, but your win rate won't change. It'll be as it is. You know,
is it worth it for your spine to go orbital in the process? That is the question.
Well, there you go. So you know you have to take things you know, realistically, and the realisticness of it is, in a random battle, it's 7 against 7, and unless you're in a platoon, it's 7 random players against another 7 random players, and you may be that unlucky guy who gets 7 players with hardly any experience, who hardly ever play the game and don't take it seriously, and all they want to do is just go out and blow shit up. Or you may be that lucky guy who gets into a team with 7 really good players who do take it seriously, and they're going to play properly, and you know, they're going to take it ultra serious because that's what they do. Good for you. But unless you're in a platoon where you then can almost manipulate the outcome of the game, because seriously, if you ever watch Juicy Tender Steak, 9 times out of 10 he's in a tune, and 9 times out of 10 the person he's tuning with is a pro. and it gives them an edge because they both know what they're doing, and it gives them the ability to control the game. Okay, Juicy Tender Steak may not have a good game, but his teammate will, or his teammate may have a shit game, but he'll have a good game. But either way, they'll feed off each other. And when I do my streams, if I'm streaming with, I'll generally tune up with people. Not everybody jumps in, but I tune up regularly with Yusuf, for example. And sometimes he'll have to carry me. Sometimes I'll carry him. Sometimes we'll carry each other. But what we do know is that we've given ourselves a fighting chance because we can communicate with each other on Discord. We can tell each other where we're going, what we're going to do, who we're going to attack. And it's much easier to do it that way because we also tend to know each other's sort of skill levels and what each other can do at the same time. So you give yourself an advantage of winning more games. And generally when I play with Yusuf, we are running around, 60 to 65% win rate in the games that we play when we stream. And because it's easier then. It is easier then. So, it's not easy in random mode. And I say this to everybody. If at the end of the day, if you want to get better and you just want to play randoms, guys, try and tune up. Give yourself that chance. Because if you give yourself that chance, you're going to win more games. And that's the whole idea of the game is winning, really. It's not just taking part. I don't believe in participation medals. I believe in winning. It's the whole idea of playing.
I thought it was
competitive
having
sports.
fun, Fugit. I thought it was having fun.
Well, do you have fun when you lose? Do you have fun when you lose? No, unless it's burning games. Then I have oodles of fun.
Sometimes I'll be honest. Sometimes, especially like if you're talking about where you have a good teammate or whatever.
Now we don't always lose, Layla.
Sometimes there are some matches, and they're rarer and rarer nowadays with the sweeps and stuff. But sometimes there are some matches that are just good matches, and you didn't win.
No, absolutely.
That's kind of fun.
Absolutely.
Competitive matches are good.
Absolutely. No.
And I think that's the problem in the whole is there's less and less competitive matches now. But back to the winning thing, you are absolutely correct with finding a teammate that you're capable with. It will go a long way into the successful gameplay, in a whole.
Yeah.
I just think that they need to come up with some form of like player rating, versus just your win rate and your average damage or whatever. They need to make some form of like a player rating to take into account like your number of battles and your like XP, like with those battles and something like that.
Well, they do.
I think
they still have that. Yeah, of course.
Well, I just think that if when you look at your play, if there was a form of player rating that was different than win rate, it would go a long way with actual like ranking of players. That's all.
Deal for real. Well, I just want to say something. Straight Pipe said in the comments about toxicity and stats that they should add an anonymizer feature or something like that where you can hide your stats.
I was reading that. That's a great idea too. Yeah.
So I was thinking that they should add an anonymizer to hide your name and clan, and that they should have an option to hide your stats except for to people that are your like clans you're applying to, and people in your friend list. And then about competitive gameplay, I was gonna say that wargaming should do two things. First of all, is implementing a moving average win rate, so that it's kind of like a 30-day win rate. I think that would be nice, or a moving average rating, so your average rating throughout the season.
They used to have it, by the way. They used to have it.
Yeah, they should bring that back.
And
I think a moving average win rate for like random battles would be better, and it would show improvement as well. Nice. And I think that wargaming should just finally give us normal ratings reward. I don't understand why they keep on giving us shitty avatars. If they would just, Deal for Real said before that they need to fix ratings, and the issue with ratings is nothing other than the fact that no one plays it, because wargaming are so fucking lazy that they can't give us normal rewards. So I just wanted to say that.
Well, yeah, in my opinion, it's just a failed attempt at competitive gameplay is the problem. But I agreed with most of what you said, except for I don't believe you should have your name or clan hidden because number one, you can do that yourself. You can be a player underscore and you can be clanless. I like the fact that you can see the roster of the lineups of both your team and your opponents, and that gives you the advantage of the knowledge because the experience you put in, you know who is in what clan, who may be a better player, who you can rely on maybe as a
But
teammate, and who to focus on the enemy team. So I don't necessarily agree with hiding your identity, but the rest of it was pretty good.
I
you want
mean,
to say for
I'm
the
just gonna
identity thing
hang on.
though?
I'm just gonna put this replay on pause because I just want to show you something. Um, because they used to have this in the garage. It's not in the garage anymore, but it is still there. To be honest with you, it is still there, but you've got to search for it, and it's in Blitzhanger nowadays. And I'm just trying to load the one up that I've just taken a picture of, which is mine from Blitzhanger. Which one is it? That one there. So, if my computer will let me, yes, there it goes. So this is what you now still get in Blitzhanger, and as you can see, it gives you a player rating, and that rating used to be in the garage. It's not in the garage anymore. They've removed it, but it's still in Blitzhanger. So you can still see your player rating, and it accounts for lots of things. It takes into battles, play, damage, everything. It takes into account lots of different things. And I don't know why they removed it, because that was used to be a really good indication of how well you were doing. And it's gone. It's gone. But it's still in Blitz. It's still in Blitz Assistant. It is still there. So I don't know why they removed it from the game, but they did. Anyway, back to the replay. So I just wanted to show people that. Yeah, it was, Layla. It was useful. It gave you an indication of if you were improving or not. Now, you don't really get an indication if you're improving now, apart from... Yeah, that's what I meant, Blitz Assistant stage. I mean, the only indication you get now is your win rate and your average damage. So I don't know why they removed it, because it was a great thing. Because it would show you if you're getting better or not, because your rating would go up or down. And I think they removed it when they brought ratings in, hoping that would sort of change it, but it didn't. It didn't. So it was very bizarre why they changed it. But I think they should bring that back, personally. So I thought it was a good thing.
Also, instead of showing average damage when you click on somebody's profile,
Mm-hmm.
you can go and
Or not,
Blitz stars
your
on the
rating would
card.
go
The
up or
stat
down.
that's a lot more useful is average damage per tier. I think that's a really nice stat. Like if you're doing
Carry on.
2,000 average damage,
Yeah.
like your average tier, then I don't know, just helps distinguish between
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, there are things that are still there, but you've got to find them, and not everybody's got Blitz assistance, so it can be annoying. But Blitz Assistant is a great tool. But yeah, YouTube is now starting to lag. Don't know why YouTube's being a pain, but there we go. Yeah, YouTube's just decided to have a hissy fit. But yeah, I mean, like it is about having fun, and yeah, you can have fun when you're losing. Of course you can. But you don't have fun when you're on a losing streak, and you know a lot of people have those. But it is about having fun, and it's about having I can't say, because each and every person will take whatever they want from the game. It's up to them. You know, if somebody wants to gets fun and plays the game because they do want to spam the Kenny Otsu for a billion games, it's up to them. It's up to them. Completely up to them. Seriously. And, you know, and somebody said earlier, like all sports or games, there's always going to be toxicity. Yes, there is. There's always going to be toxicity. But sometimes we get toxicity in this game for the wrong reasons. And I think some of those reasons is because of we've made a big deal of win rate. We made a huge deal of win rate as a community. And, you know, you look at somebody's win rate and you say, oh, he's a knob or he's a noob because his win rate is so low. And that gives you an excuse, it gives people an excuse to have a go at them. I mean, I've been in so many games recently where I see people writing bunch of 40%ers. Okay, so if you're a 60%er, tell them what to do, tell them where to go, give them a helping hand, blah, 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 blah. Don't just sit there and rage on them. Everybody starts out somewhere. And I think
that's kind of what wargaming needs to concentrate on, though, is for the general player base, especially the newer players, they need to make a differentiation in the game between randoms and competitive gameplay, and we don't have that. Like I said, the ratings attempt needs a lot of focus.
Ratings they're still looking at, but I also believe that.
Yeah, no. Well, like I said, but what I'm saying is all because they need to make it apparent that all because you're good in randoms, that doesn't mean anything. That shouldn't mean anything as far as like a competitive gameplay or a good player. Like those need to be like for the ratings or for the tournaments or for the top clans. Like all because you're a good player in randoms doesn't that should be irrelevant. Like that's where this toxicity is coming in, because they give these people, you know, they think that because they have a 60% win rate and they have like 2,000 battles, you know, and they're tier 7, that they're like the greatest thing in the game, you know, and it's like that's not the way it works. You know, all because you spam your annihilator doesn't mean that you're a great player, you know.
No, but that, I mean, to an extent I agree with you, but to another extent I don't see. I don't agree with this methodology nowadays that it's somehow wargaming's fault or it's a company's fault or a corporation's fault. The corporations and businesses are faceless, and you know, I don't think there is anything wargaming realistically can do to stop people saying get cancer and die. They're still going to say that because it's just the internet and they're hateful people, and I don't think there's anything wargaming could do. Not a thing, I don't think. And one of the things that I'd like
you
to
think.
No, I don't. I don't think there's anything they can do other than say remove the ability to chat, which then everybody.
Well, in my opinion, they need to change the rating. Like they like I said, we talked about player ratings and statistics, and they need to change that, because what it is these players have an inflated sense of ego, and if that ego wasn't there, they wouldn't be chat spamming. You know.
Well, you say that, but did you watch Meads' video recently? Where the guy just
well, no, you can't stop. You can't stop it all. No, I agree with you. You're not going to stop it all, especially when there's children and stuff playing.
That's the thing. I mean, when I looked at that video, there is absolutely nothing other than banning that player. There is absolutely nothing wargaming can do that would prevent that. Not a thing. I mean, that guy's just going to go around calling everybody the N-word. Whether he was winning, losing, or whatever, it doesn't matter. He was still going to do it, and I don't know. You just can't stop it. And what can be done? Well, the only thing that can be done is banning players for doing such things. But will they? I don't know. They should, but will they? I don't know.
Well, see. It's funny you brought that up, because I actually kind of wanted to hit on that too. Is forward, they need to change in my opinion, they need to change their protocol or the way they do their chat bans and stuff, right? So, say for instance, a player gets chat banned, right, and they don't have the ability to chat to their clan, they don't have the ability to chat to people on the friends list. They don't have the ability to use the menu options in game. You know, I don't know what they're called. You know, like the SOS and the go to base B, whatever those menu options are called.
Quick commands.
Quick commands, there. Okay, so they don't have the ability to use the quick commands,
Ah, that could be only one.
and they just have to serve out their chat ban, and then when it's over, then they could go back to chatting away. Now, in my opinion, that's a little bit flawed, because what I think needs to be done is they should still be able to chat, you know, in the in-game chat, like with your clan and your friends list. Oh, and in my experience, if you're on a chat ban, I think you can still type chat in training rooms. So
No, you can't.
whatever.
I don't think. I don't. But it's
No,
useless.
I'm pretty sure
No,
you
it doesn't
can.
work.
That doesn't work.
Well, it used to. You used to be able to, but here's the thing. That's like a false sense of punishment or a flawed sense of punishment, in my opinion, because what they need to be doing is teaching you, like, those are the stuff, the quick commands. That's the stuff you need to be using and use it properly, not the toxic chat. So when you're on a chat ban, obviously you shouldn't be able to type in chat in game, but the quick commands should still be an option. So basically what I'm saying is if you're in a chat ban because you said something bad or you got penalized, yeah, take the chat away from the player, penalize them, but then give them the tools, teach them the protocol of what they're supposed to be doing. And that's using the quick commands. Basically, limit them to only a positive option, not no option. Do you see what I'm saying?
No, I agree with that. You leave them with that. Yeah, that's not a problem. But sometimes, you know, again, one of the reasons they do it is because they probably think that you're just going to get somebody writing negative 500 times. I don't know. One of the problems is,
Wargaming.
well, no, one of the problems is
Wargaming.
policing the internet. I mean, you're gonna get morons. It's as simple as that. With anonymity comes the ability for people to do things they would not normally do in real life, face to face. As simple as that.
And
And
Wargaming should also
go on.
they should also just update the words, like the banned words list, right? Because, and I know this from experience because there's a few words that I use that aren't censored when I get really, really, really mad.
Hmm.
But I mean, the amount of stuff you can still say, and if you just add a space
Oh, God, yeah.
in any, like somewhere in your word, you can still say the stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Well,
that
the
part
main
of that is just
the main problem I
Wargaming
have
not
on
updating it.
the main problem I have on NA is their filter certain certain words in English that aren't bad, but they have them filtered. But then a lot of South American players get on and they'll type in Spanish or whatever their language is, and they can say whatever they want just because they're typing in a different keyboard, a different language.
Yeah, you get
no,
that a
the-
lot.
The letters 22, like 22, are filtered.
Yeah.
Then the word, I'm not gonna say it here, but it's RET, and then you can fill out the rest. That's not filtered in English. You? I think
No,
that
I
is
mean
quite
there's
ridiculous.
lots of things that are not. But I mean the thing is, there's only so much they can do, and there's a lot. I mean, it's to an extent sometimes we as a community have to complain, and I agree. Chat bans are useless to an extent, because let's take that video Meadsy posted. That guy goes around and calls everybody an N word for the duration of the game. He gets a 4-day chat ban. 4 days later, he comes back on and calls everybody the N word again. I mean, what does it achieve, really? Seriously, it doesn't achieve anything.
Well,
Wargaming?
like I said, there needs to be some form of positive thing, like to whereas those
Well-
4 days
well-
he has like the only option to use the quick commands, and so then maybe that
Personally-
might work out positively for him, and then he'll say like, you know what? Instead of calling names and doing stuff, if I just hit these buttons over here, the outcome might be different. I'm just saying, you know, it's a hopeful, it's an unrealistic expectation, but I'm hoping
No.
that
I
some
don't.
people will
But
learn.
this is the thing.
by
I don't
only having
whoa,
a
whoa, whoa.
positive option.
I don't
you know?
think it's unrealistic. I think what's the unrealistic part is the duration. Now, if I were to turn around to somebody and say, I'm going to ban you from using typing for a month, but you can still use the quick commands, then you'll think twice about going around calling everybody the N word. Because after a month of not being able to do it, and after a month of only being saying yes, no, A, B, C, D, or whatever, it'll be pushed out of you. I'm sure it would. 4 days, 3 days, nothing. Seriously, nothing. But
Also, to prevent the quick command spam, just put a cooldown, a small cooldown.
yeah, just stick a cooldown on it. You know, and there are ways and means this can be done, but yeah, Kathmandu, you can stop them spamming. You can, as Joe says there, just put a cooldown on them. The only one you know.
To my knowledge, they did have one because
No, they still have, but it's not very long. It's not long. It's like 3
Okay.
seconds.
Like, I think it's like second half or something.
Yeah, it's not long. It's not long. But anyway, some good points. I enjoyed that. I'm gonna have to go now, but that was good points. I mean, we dealt with re-rolls, we dealt with chat bans, and seriously, guys,
Yeah.
think of more things to talk about next week. And if we want to continue the conversation of re-rolls next week, I'm more than happy to. If you want to talk about chat bans and what we can do to try and eliminate some of the toxicity, by doing X, Y, and Z, again, let's explore those ideas, because this is the whole reason for this. It's not to shut people down. It's not to call people out. It's to say, look, there's an issue here, and I would suggest A, B, or C, and we can explore those. And as a CC, once explored, I can put them across to wargaming. That's the whole idea of it. So I can put across what you've just said there to do for real. I can say to wargaming, look, chat bans, they're not working. Maybe you should ban them for a lot longer, but give them the ability to still use the in-game commands. Yes, no, go here, go there. Basically, yeah. So things like this we can do. Anyway, yes, I will try to, Mike. Absolutely. I will try and get on NA, but it won't be until much later. Which would be about 2 a.m. my time. Which is, I don't know what time that is, your
one
time.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I need an opinion. The new buff of the grill line. Do you think the tank line became kind of too strong, or
It's difficult for me to say. I mean, I'm still struggling with the Borsig, because I still struggle with the Borsig. The waffle tractor.
I played.
The waffle tractor, I still think it's a fantastic tank. I thought it was a fantastic tank before they changed it. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't really used the new. I've put the spore liner on it, but I haven't. And I've put the new consumable on it, but I haven't found any need to use the consumable yet.
No, okay, the consumable not, but the one passive. How is it called? Reactive armor? No.
No,
That's the spore liner.
Spore liner. I've got the spore liner on it, and I've got the. Actually, in fact, I'll show you what I've got on it, but I haven't used it yet. Basically, I just haven't used it yet. So in the waffle tractor, I've loaded it all up. So I've got this consumable, which is the reticle calibration, but I've never used it. I haven't had time to use it because the gun's good enough without it, really. I don't know why I've got it on there. And I've definitely got the spore liner, and I've put the spore liner on because I want that 20% extra damage from HE. But that's all it is.
Yeah.
But I still think the waffle tractor is still a fantastic tier 9, one of the best tier 9 TD, if not the best tier 9 TD, apart from the SU-122. 54 is out there. It's a beautiful tank. It's a fantastic tank.
I know, but
I've enjoyed the grill in burning games. I haven't played it in a game yet, but I've played it in burning games. I've had great fun with it, but I'm still struggling with the Borsig in tier 8. Bless me.
Oh, I want your opinion. Do you think now with this extra consumable is the buff trigger kind of borderline OP?
No.
Or not?
Yes.
No. I don't believe
What?
it is. I don't believe any tank is OP in the game.
No.
No, very strong. Too strong.
I think it's strong. I think it's more powerful than what it was, but I don't think it's OP. It's still easily defeatable. I don't think it's OP.
No, but
it is, but still, in the last couple
The
of
waffle-
days. Okay, Google.
Right.
No, you go. Sorry.
But basically, I had a couple of battles in last few days, like enter 8 to 9, and I've basically encountered losing every like second or third battle when I get a tier 9 in the matchup. And oh damn, I don't think I think that they made this thing into a, how do you say, they kind of completely removed the paper aspect of the tank. And
No, I don't think
it
they
is-
have. I think the ball seek. I think the waffle tractor. Its gun has always been fantastic. Its ability has always been fantastic. What you've got now is an ability to get that aiming reticle down so quickly on an already really good aiming gun, and that gives you an advantage. And you know, if you're coming across soft targets like a Leo 1, for example, or a PTA, that spore liner is really going to hurt. But I don't think it's OP, and I think it's still got all the weaknesses that it once had, and it still has, and it still has that weak turret, and it still has that going for it. But if you're a good waffle tractor player, then you're just going to be a better waffle tractor player now. To be fair.
no, no. Usually, when I research tanks, I basically don't play it for a while. But when I play against it, I kind of notice a big difference. The new consumables drastically increased.
But you know, it's each their own. Each their
I
own.
can
But anyway, I've got to go. I've got to go, guys. Anyway, yeah, quickly, yes, quickly.
Just want to say that the spore liner reduces the HE damage that you take. It doesn't increase the damage to other team.
No, that's what I
It's
meant.
like you take 20% plus.
You take less. That's what I meant. But it's
Well, but the thing I noticed about the spell liner only seems to take less damage, but you still get your modules and stuff tore up. You know, so
Yeah, that's
yeah, you will do. I mean, but
Anyway.
but I mean, it's not OP. It's not OP. It's just if you're good at it, you're still going to be very good at it, and you know you've just got that extra advantage with that with that aiming reticle, because that really does make a difference if you're trying to get that really crucial shot into an engine deck of a Leo or something. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's made them OP or broken. It's helped them. It's not balanced. It's balanced like the Borsig in the grill, but not the waffle tractor. I don't think, because I think the grill suffers. I mean, the waffle tractor and the grill are two different tanks, and I think the waffle tractor is a lot easier to play than the grill, because that turret is a lot lower, whereas on the grill it's a lot higher. The mobility on the waffle tractor is a bit better, and the gun is a bit better. I mean, I remember when they before they nerfed the grill was a very, very potent weapon, and then they nerfed it.
But what
So that was ages
made it
ago.
good was the camo.
It was ages ago they
Anyways,
nerfed
I've
it.
got to let you go.
Yeah. Anyway, I've got to go. But right, I will catch you all later. Until then, guys, really, thanks for popping in. Great chat as per usual, and we'll have more. Seriously, come up with ideas, and we can do more exploration next week on these things, and we can put things into wargaming, and hopefully, not promising anything, but hopefully we can get them to think about things. Right. Until then, have a good one, guys. Whatever you are, it's Saturday, Sunday, or whatever day you're in, and I'll catch you all again soon. Bye for now.